Well, hello, good evening, good morning, good day, good afternoon, and maybe to a few of you, good night. Welcome. Welcome to Biz with Joy, Leaders Leaving Legacies. I am Joy Ruffen, and I work with you as a style and leadership consultant, a speaker, a signature style specialist, executive producer, TV host, and podcaster. It is a lot, isn't it? But you know what? It's all connected, it's all aligned. And so, in that we're in the throngs of change, for those of you who are in the spiritual universe and aware of all the options and possibilities that are happening with us now, this is why tonight the title is Undeniable Signs We Long For, We're Longing For. What are we longing for? And whatever that is, how do we master it and get to that longing of our soul's desire? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. The work that I do is predominantly with women who are second act, second chapter, midlife, who are transitioning from one something to another and wanting to amp up their wow factor. Full of anxiety, being overwhelmed, the wardrobe is packed, that they can never find anything to wear, spending way too much money. So what are they longing for? I just had a master class, and I'll be having another one on the 13th of July, and I'll be inviting you again to that. Making some changes because this the new moon, Aries, and all that we're in, whatever your beliefs might be, it's about change. It's about tweaking and segueing into another way of doing and being. So when we talk about that big word, and it's a big one, hope, most people are hoping for better, more. And that's the seed beginning. And then from there, we go where? We go into the best. That's what we're striving for, that hunger, that longing inside. And our assignment is to ask ourselves, what is that? That's what I want you to be asking yourself. And I want you to know that no matter what it is that you're hoping and longing for, it's achievable. It might take some work. Doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to be difficult, but that striving for and thriving at what you're doing is what you want to aim for. If this is your first time here and you're watching this as a replay, please share it out. Sharing is love. And one of the things that we love to do here is share out the video because you never know who's watching, who's looking, and who's listening. When we get back to the longing for is important because now this new cycle that's beginning, and it's so teeny tiny, it's a little seed that's going to blossom way down the road. But those of us who are hopefully operating at a higher frequency, we're more like me in sync and in tune with it. That higher frequency is going to give you the opportunity to move forward into whatever it is that you're longing for. For me, the journey, one of the reasons that this title, Undeniable Signs That We're Longing for Something, there's so much anxiety, distrust. And this is not what I'm saying is negative, because there's the opposite of this too, but not enough. And that's why we're seeking you to get into more of what you really want. As much as most of us been conditioned to think that it's wealth, a lot of money, prestige and power, yes, to an extent. But let us know that all the wealth and the riches in the world, they really do not equal or equate to your worth, your self-worth, your self-love, your self-knowing. And this is what we're beginning to really see now. It's time for all of us to get into that knowing, to become the seeker, the explorer, the adventurer in exploring, seeking out your core. What is that longing inside? What is that hunger for? What is it that you're researching? What is it that you're seeking? And how many times have we all heard, I've heard it, you've heard it, whatever it is, it's inside. Yes, this is true. But for most of us, and this is why for me, all of the alternative modalities and the cosmic healers and the people who work in that circle, that arena, they're so being called now forth. And most people who are seekers and longing for something, they're seeking out people like that. There are so many people out there who are about this, so that they're not authentic, not genuine. They're not experts or influencers and full of wisdom in what they're doing. They're out there to grab your dollars. And so, like most of us, myself, initially many moons ago when I started this exploration, you will be razzled and dazzled by a few of them. It's okay, it happens. But as you progress onward and onward, you'll begin to get in the circle and be among those who are really sincere and operating at the highest frequency and vibration for what they do. They do have the gift. And you don't have to be a magician. You don't have to be in any realm that's somewhat off of this level of knowing to realize there's something special that they have. And the majority of them, yes, it is a business. They're looking for, why not? This is what they put all of the, but they're not about bleeding you dry for dollars. They want to give you as much as they're receiving from you. And the really, really good ones will do it in a way where it becomes a reveal that's beneficial and of value to you, and then you can use it for yourself going forward. So the question that you have to ask, and I have to ask all the time, what is it that you're longing for? What is that hunger, that craving, that longing inside? What is it asking you for that's already there? What is it asking you to showcase, to spotlight and present and share and exchange with others? What talents and gifts did you come with? Because everyone comes here with a gift, which is their greatness, which when you know that and you begin to work towards that and into that realm, that area, it becomes your genius. It will take work, a lot of work. And a lot of times it will include and encompass a lot of other things that tie and connect and relate to that hunger, that longing that you have, that hope that you want for something better, more, that you could escalate it up to the best of the best for you to share it with others. That's why education, and whatever and however you achieve it, not only in the school system, but everywhere, the school of life is so important. Getting to know ourselves. It always boils down to that. That's where our individuality, our uniqueness, and our wholeness of who we are comes into being. And it's a process, it takes time. So the question that we all need to be asking ourselves is, what is it that we're really longing for? And I myself am always asking, and I get different answers. And then I'm thinking, well, maybe they're all intertwined. And what I'm discovering now is that they are. There isn't just one lane that you can take. And that's why for me, the segueing and the changing, somewhat tweaking what I've been here about and presenting to you is going to be a little bit different, but the seed is still there. Because working with women who are in the process of leadership, which is where we need to be now, it's where we all need to go no matter what type of work you do. Whatever our gifts are that have been given to us, implanted in us, imprinted in us, embedded in us, it's there. Our assignment is to unwrap it, to explore it, discover it, seek it out, get to know it, get to love it, because it's innate to you, to me, whatever that gift is to each of us. And then once you get to that, share it with those who need it, because everyone comes with a different gift. even if it's the same. And the analogy that we can give, and you'll appreciate this, you'll get this. Think about all the different types of artists and the type of work that they do. They're an artist. We can put this into any category, but let's stay with the artist. Those who paint pictures with all the different types of materials that they use. Think about the unique individual originality that they add to their work, their label, their title, which sometimes can be meaningless, but still that's what, in this society, that's what we go by. It's who they are. They are an artist that paints. There's the artist that dances. There's the artist that sings. There's the artist who speaks. There's the artist who writes. All of these different circles, areas, people are specialists in. They're influencers in that particular circle. They're traveling on that lane. And what they're bringing to it, and what you're bringing to your longing for, the hope that you have to discover, uncover within you, you want to add to it your individuality, your originality, and your uniqueness, which makes it yours. And when you do that, this word that I'm so fond of, I hope you are too, not in the sense that it's used too often today. Don't talk politics, but it's so prevalent in the air today with one of our presidents, past presidents. It makes you think. So many people misuse power. Power, when you have it and you use it in the right way for the benefit of others and yourself, then that truth, honesty, and the ethics, principle, the character, all of those attributes, talents, skills, they come together. Because that means that that power is delivered back out with unconditional love. A lot of people can't accept it. Why? Because they haven't really gotten to know and accept it themselves. So there's that judgmental thing. There's that, I have to be the boss. I'm in charge. You can't do anything until I say it has to be done. And don't make a move until I say. Because they haven't learned how to communicate their longing and their hunger for what they want, and to bring others in, to be part of their community, to build relationships with them, to trust themselves first, and then the people that they're around. And if they're around people that is meant for them, but first you have to trust you, me. We have to trust ourselves, because if we don't trust ourselves, it's very difficult to trust anyone else. And if you don't trust anyone else, there's no power there. There is no power. And that longing, that hope that you have inside for something, and how you master it and uncover it, is by being truthful and honest with yourself. Apologizing when you need to. Stepping up to the plate and say, it's okay. I made a mistake. It happens. And if you can't do that, then it's time to go back to the drawing board. I spoke with a friend the other day, a lady who was just beaming her natural glow. You know, this thing I'm told of late, I don't keep up with a lot of the current things. It's just not my arena. But I love it. I applaud it when I hear and gather information that this thing called glow is very popular now in Hollywood. And most people are running to Hollywood for everything. Most, I said, not all. And so this thing called glow, that you kind of glow on the screen. You glow when they take the shots. You glow when they're up one-on-one on you. Glow means you're beaming, means you found your bliss, and there's something there that's extraordinary. Well, this lady that I met with, and you'll be meeting her soon because I'm going to be working with her, she had a natural glow about her. It wasn't the makeup. It wasn't even her natural skin. It was something beaming from the inside, and it showed on the outside. And her smile wasn't fabricated. It was authentic. You felt it. You could see it. It was genuine. It was real. She was just beaming. And her energy was contagious. And I like to think that I usually keep a smile on my face pretty much, but I found from ear to ear, I just couldn't take the smile off because it was contagious being with her. And my first inclination after being with her for a short time was, yes, I want to work with this lady. Whatever she has, I want it. Have you heard that expression before? Well, it fits. There are people that you will meet. They're not boastful. They don't have a sense of entitlement. It's not always about the mighty dollar, but they are there to assist you on what you have to do. And the worst thing that any of us can do, it's really beyond deadly. And deadly is bad. Nobody, but then there's another side to that, but we won't go there today. The truth is, we have to be responsible and loving of ourselves. And if we're not, and that I say that to say that that inner child that we all have, he or she at some point in time has to be aligned with, forgiven, understood, embraced, loved, so that we can move forward. And as much as we all do the work, there's a lot more to be done, especially as we become mature adults and we began to step into this cosmic alternative modality realm, this regent of all those who share their wisdom. You began to see that we're all somewhat wounded. How do we rectify? How do we correct and get on the right path so that we glow and beam out what's innate within us from the inside out? You've heard the expression. You don't see it often, but how do we do that? How does that happen? That's what we're all about. And so the question that I want you to be asking is, what are you longing for? What is it that you really want? I asked myself this the other night, sitting on my sofa inside there doing a little bit of a new newsletter that I want to put together. I'm asking myself, what is it that you really want, Joy Ruffen? What is your goal? What is your aim? What are you seeking? We all have to every now and then go back and ask ourselves this. And oftentimes it's not what we thought it was. This is my Facebook business page. If you are not a member of my Leading Ladies Leaving Legacies Facebook group, please go and join. You would be a welcome member there, and you would be embraced there, and you belong there. And if you men are out there watching and you have your lovely ladies, invite them to join. Every strong, powerful, loving gent has a leading lady, and she belongs here. So invite her to come here. The other thing, we have not met, and there's an opportunity to do that, which is here. This is my calendar, Meet with Joy link. I love to Zoom and meet with you to see how I can support what you're doing further. I have been here in the throngs of change. For those of you who don't know, I am a true manifesting generator, which means I do segue from time to time and attempt different things. And yet there's that other side of me that kind of sticks to what I'm doing. But what I've found, here's my Meet with Joy link. Take a snapshot or a screenshot, and we can do a meet and greet and see how we can support one another. I really am about the win-win for you, for me, and for the people that you serve, and vice versa. Because that's what true leadership and power is all about. In conjunction with that, this is just to screw it through. It's the same thing. You can take a screenshot or a snapshot of that. And let me go back. What do I have here? That's over. It's done. I'll have another one coming up in July the 13th, but I'm going to be doing a lot of tweaking because I have learned some painful lessons and I'm going to be applying them. But for now, I want you to be asking, because no matter what we do and how we do it, if it's not delivered in love in a way that people can connect to it, it means that we're not teaching in the right way. Now, a lot of times what you want to deliver, it's hard for people to embrace for all the different reasons. My work is predominantly with women. And so when it comes to truth, love, and beauty, everybody sees it differently. And very few want to segue and make that thing called change. I want to share with you something that has to do with change. And it's really important for you to be thinking about because I am delving into it myself. Change is inevitable. It just happens. It's there. Change in time. The only difference is that it changes its form, becomes something else, but it's still segueing into something else. So all the different verbiage and the words that we use, tweaking, and we're going to pivot and we're going to do this, it means that we're changing things. And we're changing them because we've found a way that they will work better, or we found what was happening, it didn't work, it doesn't work, or we know that we need to be about finding another avenue into the people that we want to be with. Because oftentimes, the people that you need to be with, who need you, they are not aware, and there hasn't been enough of a seed planted that they are aware they could use the guidance and support that you're offering. And that's just another lesson to take in and to absorb and then to move forward with. When we work in the highest vibration that we can, or we're always striving to, then we're on the right path. And there will be a lot of mistakes, a lot of stepping back to step forward. This is a given. I think far too many people, men and women, who work not only online, everywhere, we come in and we go, either we hit right away or we don't. For most, it takes time. I think, and there's no comparison here. I don't believe in comparing and competing. I really don't. But I use analysis a lot. And I think of all of the people the iconic people that most of us in the different circles, we admire and we applaud and we celebrate them. We commend the work that they did and for all the different reasons. And they'll be different for all of us. But I think of all of them and how we think that 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, they did what they did, whatever that might be. And I'm just thinking of two people at this point in time, two vastly different people, totally different. For whatever, sometimes I have to go with what comes into my noodle, my brain. And I'm thinking of Beyonce and I'm thinking of Steve Jobs, night and day. Yes, I know. But yet I'm thinking about the time factor for both of them to achieve and to get to the success that they did achieve, both in vastly different ways. But people today will look at a Beyonce or have an iPhone that Steve Jobs, no matter how, and the guy who's in charge now, what's his name, whatever, Ted something, is doing a stupendous job, but it's still Steve Jobs' iPhone who brought it into the stratosphere. How many different variations and versions? How many different ones did he try? Did he bring in? Did he sample? And so on and so forth. And the same for Beyonce when she started out with the 3 girls and now it's just her. What we all forget, myself included, is that every good something takes time. You experiment here, you dabble here, you sample this, you sample that, and then you begin to make the changes that are called for. Because what we're all called here to do, no matter the work, is to educate, to enlighten, to entertain, to enrich others' lives in whatever circle you are the influencer, the expert at. And for some people, it's a combination of all of those things. And engagement is everything. And how do you go about that? I have met some beautiful mentors, teachers, instructors along the way who have given such sage counseling, not only to me, to all the other women that they work with, and they do it from their heart and soul. They give you all of these nuggets that will benefit us as we move forward. And so I leave you just to think about whatever you're longing for, keep longing. Keep hope. Who said this? I think it was the guy. Is he still with us? What was his name? Keep hope alive. Yes, because without that, we don't survive and we give up much too quickly. And as much as I'm sharing this with you when it comes to however you show up in the box, whatever you're presenting, whatever you're offering, however you're going about it, whether it be the classes that you're offering, the software that you have, the style that you represent, the speech, the diction, the grammar, the speaking, the social media, there's marketing, all of it, virtual assistants, it goes on and on and on. Whatever it is that you're doing, you continue to do it the best that you can, and you get better and better and better at it. And you'll meet some people along the way who will be with you and others who will disappear. And you wish them well and send them hugs and kisses. They just weren't meant for you. You weren't meant for them. There's no disparaging about them. And you don't say anything bad because it doesn't show up to show your power. It shows just what you're lacking. So you always keep your options open. Keep your hope alive. You keep everything that you're doing on point so that ultimately, when the doors begin to open for you and you embrace those who are coming through to meet and greet with you with unconditional love, it will be exactly or as close to what you envision as possible. But don't give up the dream. Don't give up the hope. Embrace the change, which is what we're all about here and now. And don't fear changing, tweaking, making adjustments to whatever needs to be done. So many people give up just at the time when we need to be leaping forward. And as much as I'm sharing this with you here and now, I'm sharing it with myself. No one on the planet loves dress, fashion, style, clothes, jewelry, makeup, skincare more than I do. Not a single soul on the planet. Everybody goes about it differently. No one enjoys more than I do the possibility of meeting and greeting and interviewing you. I'm doing all the chatting and talking tonight, but I love to sit back and talk and listen and ask you and listen to your response. Interviewing is another passion that I have. Speaking among a few or many. These are intertwined and mixed together because your presence, your image, your persona, and how you project, it does matter. Even today with no rules. And so mine giving up, no, ever. Tweaking, changing to meet and greet you and to bring you more into the fold, yes. And you'll begin to see and to feel this. On Friday, the 24th, in my Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies Facebook group, I'll be doing a Q&A. And I'll be inviting you in. This will be the first one. But after this, I'm finding a way to invite you in with your questions and your concerns with anything that you might have about what I know about, like the back of my hand, not bragging, it's just a given, about style, styling you, an individual, about language, speaking, presenting, standing up in your presence and your proud power, knowing who you are. All of these things will come into the fold and it'll begin to mushroom and blossom out. So my friends, the time flies here. I don't know where it goes. I say this every week, don't I? Yes, I do. But I send you always, always. And thank you for being here. You're always welcome here. I send you much, much love. From my heart to your heart. Be and stay well. Take care. Much love. All the best. Cheers. See you tomorrow night. Cheers.